If I'm doing exhibition, I'm snatching up 10 and 20 men, that's okay. Sometimes 30 men.
Yeah, if you're making 10 or 20, I'll let you up.
So it's fine, okay?
That's fine then.
Okay.
Only when it's 10 or 20.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you already know what I got.
That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
It's challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge.
Competitive early on, but you see him with Crawford and Madrimov. Crawford's strength and that didn't really play a factor. And Canelo's a bigger, stronger, better fighter than.
Terence Crawford has made the biggest statement of his career even before stepping into the ring with Canelo Alvarez. As his showdown with the Mexican superstar draws closer, Crawford has decided to add none other than Floyd Mayweather to his training camp.
Hold me back. Hold me back. Eddie, hold me. You gonna fight Eddie. Only fight. He said, "Oh, you told me."
It is a move that has shocked many, excited fans, and raised endless debates in the boxing world. For Crawford, the presence of Mayweather isn't just about having a mentor, it's about aligning himself with the mind of one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. Everyone knows Mayweather has been in the ring with some of the biggest names in history, including Canelo himself, and having his guidance could give Crawford the edge he needs in what may be the most dangerous fight of his career.
Knock Eddie Hearns out.
Oh, you love to do that, wouldn't you?
Nah, hell no. Why? I ain't got no problem with you, Eddie. Eddie, you my guy.
Thank you.
I beat you in darts.
I know you did.
I beat you in running.
You could never beat Eddie in darts.
No, you did.
The decision immediately set the tone for this matchup. Crawford is leaving no stone unturned. At 37, moving up against one of the most dominant and physically imposing champions in Canelo, he understands the challenge is unlike any he's ever faced before. Adding Floyd means bringing in a blueprint that once worked against Canelo, and Crawford seems determined to show that he can make lightning strikes twice. The message is clear. He's preparing with absolute seriousness, and he's ready to shock the world.
I got more energy. You know, I'm more happy. I can put in more work. You know, I don't gotta cut muscle. I can fight at, you know, my natural way, things like that.
You know, you got one of the best teams in boxing, Mac, the whole crew. Is there anything they take from that Floyd Mayweather fight when he fought Canelo? Because people said Floyd was small.
That was too long. You know,
okay, so you don't look at anything from that fight.
Listen, you can go back, but Canelo's have involved. You know, he learned so much through that fight. You know, that's not the same fighter today that he was when he was 23. Like I said, we're gonna fight how we fight, and we're gonna do what we do.
What makes it different when you fight bigger fighters? Because a long time before you fought Spence, people said you were small. But they're making excuses because you came up from 135. He was natural 147.
As the fight approaches, analysts and former champions have been lining up with their predictions, breaking down exactly how Crawford can win or how Canelo can crush his hope. Antonio Tarver, a former light heavyweight champion, gave a very blunt take. In his eyes, Crawford cannot simply try to outbox Canelo for 12 rounds and hope for the best. Tarver insists that Crawford has to stop him. According to Tarver, allowing Canelo to press forward and dictate the fight would be a disaster. He explained that Crawford's best chance lies in hurting Canelo, breaking his rhythm, and taking him out before the judges can even come into play. For Tarver, anything less than a stoppage simply won't cut it against a fighter as durable and powerful as Alvarez.
Really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only needs one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. He's gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is gonna guarantee victory, he gotta stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He gotta stop him, bro.
It's challenge.
So that's gonna be the challenge.
Not everyone agrees with Tarver's outlook though. Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez, one of the rising stars in boxing, thinks Crawford's best shot is to survive the storm and keep Canelo off him for 12 rounds. Rodriguez made it clear that Crawford has the skill and ring IQ to frustrate Canelo, provided he uses his movement, jab, and counters to perfection. He said, "I feel Crawford will come out with the victory if he can keep Canelo off of him for 12 rounds. But with Canelo, all it takes is one shot. It's a risky move for Crawford, but I favor Crawford. He has what it takes to beat Canelo. He's one of the best when it comes to his skill set. Stephen A. Smith, known for his strong opinions in the sports world, also offered his breakdown. He highlighted the danger Crawford faces, reminding everyone that while Terence is a generational talent, moving up to face Canelo is a completely different mountain to climb. Smith emphasized that Crawford cannot afford to have a slow start or get caught admiring his own work. Against Canelo, every mistake could be fatal. Still, he acknowledged Crawford's incredible adaptability and pointed out that few fighters adjust mid-fight as well as Bud does. For Smith, the fight is about whether Crawford's brilliance can outweigh the size, power, and experience of Canelo Alvarez.
Decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always ready.
always prepared.
He's always ready. He's
He's
always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's faster. But I don't think he's gonna knock him.
Of course, those who have shared the ring with Crawford have their own opinions, and one of his former opponents, Jeff Horn, went on record with a bold prediction. He claimed that Canelo would stop Crawford flat out. For him, the difference in size, strength, and experience at the higher weights is just too much to overlook. Having felt Crawford's skills firsthand, he respected his talent, but in his view, the leap to face Canelo is simply too great, and the fight won't go the distance.
It's either it's going to be a stoppage early for like a Canelo in just try and batter Crawford because of the size difference, or Crawford outsmarts him in there and clips him and tires him out using his boxing skills, and then potentially finishes Canelo later in the fight like he did with myself.
Oh wow, you really feel that Terence could stop a bigger Canelo?
Possibly, yeah, sure. He's got super accurate shots, and if he's able to weather the storm early from Canelo, if that's what Canelo's strategy is, that could tire him out, and that could allow a window for Terence Crawford to start seeing if he's able to pick the holes and land the good shots.
On the other hand, a legend who has fought Canelo himself gave a totally different take. Liam Smith praised Crawford's skills and discipline, making it clear that if anyone could puzzle Canelo, it's Bud. He pointed out that Crawford is not only slick and intelligent, but also carries enough pop in his punches to make Canelo think twice about walking him down. For this legend, the fight isn't as one-sided as many believe, and he sees a very real chance that Crawford shocks the world. He called Crawford serious and fully capable of rising to the occasion, which added even more fire to the already heated debate.
How do you think a Crawford fight goes with him?
I just think Canelo's just too big, too solid to walk him down. Same what he done to like Charlo. Just think Canelo competitive early on, but you see him with Crawford, I imagine him off Crawford's strength, and that didn't really play a factor. And Canelo's a bigger, stronger, better fighter than.
Amid all these takes, one theme keeps resurfacing. This fight is not just about talent, it's about strategy. Tarver believes Crawford must stop Canelo. Rodriguez sees survival and ring control as the key. Stephen A. warns of Canelo's danger while acknowledging Crawford's adaptability. Erdman reminds everyone not to rely on past performances for predictions. A former opponent believes in a Canelo stoppage, while another legend believes Crawford can get it done. Each voice adds a layer of intrigue to a fight already billed as historic.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the million-dollar question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Right. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. Right. No. Berlanga's a big kid. Right. Yeah. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities. Right.
The addition of Floyd Mayweather to Crawford's camp might be the single biggest X factor in all of this. Mayweather is the only man who has clearly outclassed Canelo, doing so years ago when Alvarez was still young and hungry. While Canelo has grown since then, the knowledge Mayweather brings is unmatched. Crawford training under his guidance means he will have access to a wealth of tactics designed specifically to frustrate and neutralize Canelo. Whether those tactics can be applied by a 37-year-old moving up in weight remains the ultimate question.
You know, at the end of the day, they're two great pound-for-pound fighters, and if they feel like, you know, it makes sense and they want to fight each other, stylistically, it's a great fight. But, you know, Canelo, he's a big dude, and I think it'd be hard for anyone to beat him at 168. But, you know, it's definitely a big money fight, and that's why we're all in boxing.
Canelo, for his part, is entering this fight with confidence. He has seen every style, faced every challenge, and remained one of the sport's most consistent forces. He knows what it's like to fight men with speed, power, and ring IQ, but Crawford is different, and Canelo is well aware of the danger. That awareness only makes the matchup more thrilling because both men understand exactly what is at stake: legacy. The boxing world now waits in anticipation. Fans argue over whether Crawford can carry his brilliance to a higher weight class, or whether Canelo's size and strength will be too much. Every analyst, every former champion, and every fan has their own version of how it ends, but no one can deny the fight has captured global attention. The stakes are historic, Crawford's gamble is enormous, Canelo's pride is on the line, and Floyd Mayweather's shadow looms over it all, adding yet another twist to a story already rich with drama.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go back way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media, and I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention, and he almost got knocked out in the first round.
When the bell finally rings, all the talk will fade, predictions will be tested, strategies will collide, and only one man will walk away with his hand raised. Until then, the buildup grows hotter, the opinions sharper, and the anticipation stronger. This isn't just another fight, it's the kind of event that defines era.
Man, what's up, fight fans? It's official. I'm gonna be the third man ringside calling the Canelo Alvarez Terence Crawford fight September 13th at Allegiant Stadium. I'm excited to be a part of this event. I'm excited to be ringside calling this great card and this great matchup. Historic event for many reasons for both fighters. Super middleweight supremacy on the line, legacies on the line, your namesake and reputation is on the line. And I just take my hat off to both of these fighters for putting everything on the line late in their careers the way that they are. This is rare, and it's becoming more and more rare in boxing. Guys don't want this kind of smoke. They really don't want to face another counterpart that can ruin everything that they've built.
And that's the beauty of this showdown. Nobody really knows how it ends until the punches are thrown and the final bell sounds. Will Crawford rewrite history with Mayweather's guidance, or will Canelo's power shut down the dream? One thing's for sure, this fight has the whole world talking. If you're ready for more breakdowns, bold predictions, and fight night hype, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Ring Rivalry, the home for every twist and turn in boxing's biggest battles.